What is the federal and estate gift tax exemption? I just did a post on the new estate and gift tax exemption for 2026 and talked about how that was at 15 million per person or 30 million per couple. But what does that mean? Well, each person gets for their entire lifetime while they're alive and upon their death, their estate gets a $15 million exemption from estate tax. What that means is you can give while you're alive a total of 15 million. If you use up all that, there's none left upon your death. So, for example, you give a child a $100,000 gift to buy a house. Well, that takes up $100,000 of your $15 million bucket is gone. You do that a little bit over time during your lifetime, and let's say you gave 5 gifts like that. So, upon your death, your estate, not your heirs, not anyone else, your estate would only have $14.5 million of exemption left. Well, if your estate is worth $15 million upon your death, $500,000 of that is subject to federal estate tax. That's if you're single, all of those things. It's greatly simplifying how that works. But essentially, the federal estate tax exemption gives each individual a sort of coupon or bucket for their entire lifetime and upon their death, their estate, in total that amount. So, unusually very, very high gift and estate tax exemption right now, $15 million. Most people don't have to worry about it, but it's important to know how it works. So your family members don't have to pay it, but your estate as a whole would have to pay it on the amount that's over that exemption. Most states have their own rules about estate tax. So, for example, I'm in Montana. There's no estate tax here. You'll have to pay estate tax if you exceed the federal exemption amount, but not any state estate tax. States like Oregon and California do have their own estate tax, so it's important to look into how those rules work in each state. But know that the estate tax exemption applies to each person for their gifts during their lifetime and upon their death, and it's cumulative. So there are certain sort of annual exceptions. There's lots of nuances to this, but it's important to know that's kind of what it is and how it works. My name is Kelly McMahon O'Brien. I'm an estate and tax planning attorney, and I help people with these complicated parts of life, try to simplify them a little bit so we understand them and can feel good going forward.